In the land where the harmattan wind kisses the red soil, where women rise before the rooster to feed their homes, lived a woman named Marta, her only daughter Lena, and her husband Daniel. They were known in the small town of Okene in Kogi State as a quiet but beautiful family. But not all that glitters in the sunlight shines in the dark. For in their home a secret grew, like fire hidden beneath ashes. Marta was a strong woman, the kind who could turn a small bowl of gari into a feast and still give the last piece to her child. Her husband Daniel had charm, and her daughter Lena, only 20, was the flower of the neighborhood, bright as morning dew. But the world had not been kind to them. Work was scarce, and it was Marta who labored every day at the textile factory, weaving and stitching till her fingers bled, just to keep food on the table. Each morning before sunrise she tied her wrapper, kissed her family goodbye and whispered, "My family is my joy, one day all this suffering will end." But sometimes the hand that feeds leaves the house, and the snake that sleeps awakens. When Marta was away, the house grew silent, too silent. Daniel, the stepfather, spent long hours at home, pretending to read the newspaper, while Lena sat nearby trying to study. First it was small talk, then it became long stares, then whispers that carried no meaning but heavy silence. Neighbors began to notice. One old woman selling plantain by the road said, my eye no blind. That man looks at that girl with something not of a father." But who would Marta believe? She trusted Daniel, her husband, her companion. She saw in him the stability she had longed for. Lena, poor child, was young and lonely. Her heart, craving love and attention, mistook Daniel's words for affection. He told her things she'd never heard. "You're beautiful, Lena. You remind me of youth, of hope." And little by little she fell, not into love, but into a trap of guilt and silence. One bright afternoon, Marta went to the market to buy yam and oil. As she haggled with the seller, two women nearby began to whisper, "Isn't that Marta's daughter always walking with her stepfather?" People talk, that kind closeness between stepfather and daughter no pure. Marta froze. Her heart began to race. She laughed it off. People talk nonsense. But when she got home that evening, something in the air was different. A smell of perfume, laughter from behind a closed door, footsteps that suddenly stopped when she entered. That night the rain fell hard, thunder rolling like ancestral drums. Marta returned home early from work. She opened the door quietly, her heart uneasy. She climbed the creaking stairs, step by step, and as she reached Lena's room, she heard soft voices, whispers that broke her soul. When she pushed the door open, my children, what she saw turned her heart to stone. There was Daniel, her husband, and there was Lena, her own child, sitting too close, eyes filled with shame. Marta's scream echoed through the thunder. "Daniel! Lena! My God, in my house! My own blood!" The house fell silent. The candlelight flickered. Daniel tried to speak. Lena wept uncontrollably, but Marta's heart shattered. She dropped her wrapper bag and ran into the storm, barefoot, broken, and crying out, "Why, God? Why me?" As she wandered the wet streets, lightning flashed across the sky. Cars passed without stopping, until one sleek black car slowed beside her. A man stepped out, tall, clean, wearing a white agbada that gleamed even in the rain. His name was Mr. Collins, a wealthy businessman passing through town. "Mr. Collins. Madam, are you all right? You'll catch your death out here." "Marta, I have no home, no husband, no peace." The man's eyes softened. "Mr. Collins, then let me give you shelter, even if just for tonight." And so Marta accepted. She stayed one night, then another. Days turned to weeks. Mr. Collins found in her a quiet strength, a heart that had survived storms. He took her to Lagos, introduced her to a new life. He said, "A woman like you deserves not pity but peace." Soon she began working in his company. She learned confidence again, she smiled again, not for anyone else but for herself. Back in Okene, The house that once held laughter became a prison of regret. Daniel lost his job. His charm turned to bitterness. Lena, ashamed, stayed hidden from the world. She often cried at night, whispering to the dark, "Mama, forgive me." But forgiveness had moved on, far away in the arms of peace. One evening, Marta looked out from her balcony in Lagos, wearing fine clothes, her hair shining in the golden light. Mr. Collins joined her and said, "Do you ever miss your old life?" She smiled sadly. "Marta, I miss who I used to be, but I thank God I learned what love truly means." She looked at the horizon, the sky turning crimson, and whispered, "Sometimes losing everything is how you find yourself."